Hello friends, first of all thanks for being in my YouTube channel. Today as in part of this video I wanted to explain the grammar topic direct and indirect speech. Dear friends, I consider the present grammar topic direct and indirect speech is the most important grammar topic for all the competitive examinations, especially for the aspirants who are preparing for TET and DSCs. Definitely 2 to 4 questions will be given in the competitive examinations like TET and DSC. So dear friends, grabbing knowledge over this grammar point is very essential. Okay, keep it aside. Let us come back to this grammar point, direct and indirect speech. So let us expand this one, direct speech and indirect speech. So when we expanded this title, direct speech and indirect speech, we found a common word in the two elements, direct speech and indirect speech. What is the common word in the two elements? The word speech is common. So what is a speech? A speech means whatever we speak is called a speech. Whatever we speak is called a speech. Generally, we can convey the message of a person. Generally, we can convey the spoken words of a person to the other person by using two modes of sentences. What are they? First one is direct speech. First one is direct speech and the second one is indirect speech. Okay, dear friends, what are these? These are the two different modes of sentences by which we can convey the spoken words of a person to the other person. Right? And what is a direct speech and what is an indirect speech? We shall have a discussion right now. In order to understand the nature of these two elements, I wanted to take an example. Okay, dear friends, just imagine, suppose your friend whose name is John tells you in school, I will give you a pen. What does he say? I will give you a pen. He spoke these words to you when you were in the school. Yes, after the school hours, you came home and wanted to tell what John spoke to you, to your brother. You wanted to convey the spoken words of John to your brother when you came home. When you want to convey the spoken words of John to your brother, you can use these two kinds of sentences, direct speech and indirect speech. Okay, dear friends, how would be the format of the sentence when you convey the message of your friend by using a direct speech? We shall have a look at right now. John said, I will give you a pen. Right. Okay, dears. Here you have chosen the direct speech to convey the message of your friend John to your brother. So when you conveyed the message of your friend in direct speech, the sentence formation, the sentence structure is like this. John said, comma and quotations, I will give you a pen. And here we came to the definition of a direct speech. Listen, here we came to the definition of a direct speech. When we keep the actual spoken words of a speaker within the quotations, listen, when we place or when we keep the actual spoken words of a speaker within the quotations, we call that the sentence is in direct speech. Okay, dear friends, you are requested to have a look at the written sentence on the board. John said, I will give you a pen. Right. Here, the quotation contains the actual spoken words of John. What John spoke as it is, we have written the sentence within the quotation, so we can call the given sentence as a direct speech. Okay, we came across the definition what is meant by a direct speech. Once again, if we place the actual spoken words of a speaker within the quotations, we call that the sentence is in direct speech. Now let us see how would be the sentence format if you convey the message of your friend John to your brother by using an indirect speech. We shall have a look at right now, my dear friends. John said that. Dear friends, now you are trying to convey the spoken words of John to your brother by using indirect speech. How it would be, how the sentence pattern would be when it is said in indirect speech, we are going to have a look at right now. John said that. Here, instead of quotations and comma, we can go for using the conjunction then when the reported speech is a statement. Here the reported is a statement, and that is the reason why I have used the conjunction that in the sentence. John said that. Okay, I. Whom does the pronoun I refer here? Here the pronoun I refers John. Here I means John. Can I write John again? No, I cannot do that. Why? So we know very well in a single sentence proper noun should not be repeated for the second time. So we have already written the proper noun of the person John already. So we are not allowed to write the proper noun once again. So instead of the proper noun, we can write its pronoun. Okay, when you convert the proper noun John into its pronoun, it becomes what? He, right? So I can be changed into the pronoun he. Later, will becomes would. Okay, he would. So as it is a modal auxiliary, it requires V1 form of the verb after that. So we can take a give as it is, because would after we should place V1 form of the verb always. Would give you. To whom does the pronoun you refers? You refers the speaker you. So me, possessive case me. So objective case me, a pen. So here we can place full stop dears. And here we came to the definition of an indirect speech. What is an indirect speech? When the words of a speaker, listen, when the words of a speaker are told by another speaker. When the words of a speaker are told by another speaker by making a few changes. By making a few changes, we call the sentence is in indirect speech. What you do? You do a few changes. You do a few changes while you convey the spoken words, the spoken message of the first person to the third person. Then we can say, we can consider that the sentence is in indirect speech. And what changes we have done when we have converted the direct speech into indirect speech in the given example? We shall try to evaluate right it now. Dear friends, the pronoun I has been changed into he. We have done a change there. And later we have changed will into would. There also we have done change. Later the pronoun you has been changed into me. Means what? We have done a few changes. We have done a few changes when we have converted a direct speech into indirect speech. When we want to convey the message of the first person to the third person, we have done a few changes while we are conveying the message of the first person to the third person. So we can call that the sentence is in indirect speech. Once again, what is a direct speech? When the actual spoken words of a person, or kept within the quotations, we call that the sentence is in direct speech. When the spoken words of a person are told by another person by making a few changes, we call the sentence is in indirect speech. Okay, keep it aside, my dear friends. Now we will talk about the changes we take up when we change a direct speech into indirect speech. What are the changes we take up? What are the changes we take up when we change a direct speech into indirect speech? We shall have a look at right now. Generally, we take up changes regarding the three elements when we change a direct speech into indirect speech. What are the three changes we take up? The first change is regarding the tense. And we do changes in the tense when we convert a direct speech into indirect speech. We also change the pronouns. So when we convert a direct speech into indirect speech, we also change the pronoun. And if there is any word that indicates that comes under the adverb, we also change that. So here generally we take up these three changes when we change a sentence from direct to indirect speech. We take up these three changes. What are they? We change the tense, we change the pronouns, and we also change the adverbs if it is presented in the sentence. For example, if the direct speech contains today, that becomes in indirect speech it becomes that day. Yesterday, the last day or the previous day. Tomorrow, the next day. Now, then. In this way, we also change the adverbs when we convert a sentence from direct to indirect. So these are the three important changes we take up. And keep it aside, my dear friends. Let us go back to the direct speech. So any direct speech contains two parts within that. Now we are talking about the parts within the direct speech. Direct speech lo two parts untai. And what are the two parts in the direct speech? Come on, have a look at the first example. John said, I will give you a pen. Here in the sentence, you can find two parts. The part outside of the quotation, the part within the quotation. The part outside of the quotation, the part within the quotations. So obviously, it is very clear for us that the given direct speech contains the two parts. First part is outside of the quotation. The second part is within the quotations. Remember, the part which is outside of the quotation can be called as a reporting verb. Right? Reporting verb. What is the reporting verb here? Reporting verb is a part which is kept outside of the quotations. That is a reporting verb. Dear friends, you can consider this part as a reporting verb because it is kept beyond the quotations, outside of the quotations. And the second part is reported speech. What is the next word? Reported speech. Okay, so what is a reported speech? Reported speech is a speech which is kept within the quotations, or the sentence which is kept within the quotations can be called as a reported speech. Why is it called a reporting verb? It is called a reporting verb because it always reports. Its duty. The duty of this verb is to always report. The duty of this verb is to always report what? The reported speech. As the verb always reports, we call this verb as a reporting verb. Because reporting is the job of this verb. It is the job of this verb. Reporting is the job of this verb. So the verb is called as a reporting verb. And when we go to the next word, I will give you a pen. Now it is a reported speech. Why is it called a reported speech? It is called a reported speech because it is always reported. You know, the part within the quotation is always reported by the reporting verb. So as it is always reported by the reporting verb, we can call the part with the quotation as a reported speech. Dear friends, if you don't know what is the reporting of and what is the reported speech, further you will not understand the principles that involved in this grammar point, direct and indirect speech. Okay, dear friends, if you like this video, please subscribe it, share it with your friends, and I humbly request everyone to make comments that I needed most. Thank you for watching this video till the end.